Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Glad that you're on. So excited that you're here. Please say hello back to me. Let me know that you're on. I'm glad that we are talking tonight. Glad to see so many of you on Facebook and on Instagram. On Instagram. Hi. What's going on? How is Kylie treating you? What's going on? That's my friend. She trying to get me out to Cali, but God ain't called me to Cali. How you doing? Good evening, everybody. That's on. I'm going to ask you to like on Facebook, like and share. Make sure that you let somebody know. Oh, okay. No comment. No comment. No comment. I'm making no comment. And listen, I want you everybody just on, especially on IG and on Facebook, like and share. Let somebody know that we're on. When you like it, it helps the algorithm. And so I just want to have a little conversation. We're going to talk about 30 minutes. And I really want to talk to, and I always have you do this affirmation. Just put in the comments, I am creative. I am creative. Just put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. I am creative. Just put it in the comments. I need you to start putting that. If you believe that about yourself, I want you to put that in the comments. I am creative. I am creative. I am creative. Come on, I need to see you put it in the comments if you believe that. Now, Mushuda, I know if I'm saying your name right, I always get your name wrong. I know for a fact you are creative. Everybody needs to follow your Instagram page because you're out of this world creative. You are out of this world creative. So I really want to talk tonight and really, and I got something special for those of you who stay towards the end, who want to hang with me for a little while. I'm a perfectionist, and a lot of stuff is not working the way I wanted to tonight. So we're just gonna talk. I had a conversation last what was it Saturday. Had some very close friends, family practically, in town, and each one is gifted and talented in their own way. And we started to talk about different things where our life was, what we want to do, and we were talking to one particular friend of mine who is extremely successful. Matter of fact, he's in California. He lives there, and he has just excelled at what he does. He's done several pivots. We watched it in his life, and just talking to him and see his mindset, and he's a part of the music and the entertainment industry, and just to see how his life has progressed. And one of the things that he we talked about when we were all together, we were talking about mindset or shifting your mindset and your belief system, or what caused him to see the success that he is seeing now. And he is very successful, and he is just at the beginning of his journey. And I don't only want to exaggerate that, is that he's very successful. And one of the things that came out of the conversation, and we were going back and forth, and one of the things they said they felt about me and this other guy is that we have an I don't care mentality. And I'm going to go into my three mistakes I believe creators make. Because if you're going to be creative, you're going to do anything, you're going to have a certain type of mentality. You're going to have a certain type of mentality, and you're going to have to be able to go against the grain and look different and look strange. And one of the things I teach people, if you're going to be creative, you're going to be successful, you're going to do anything in life, you have to be able to live in the land of misunderstanding. Listen to me. You're going to have to be okay with people misunderstanding your passion and drive. And because I know the large majority of my audience or those that listen to me are church or from the kingdom of God or have some kind of spiritual connection, you're going to have to be okay with church people not understanding your moves. I said something in the conversation that I want to share with you tonight that I have realized for my life, because I am a creative in so many ways, is that it takes people 5 years to understand the decision that I made. It takes people literally 5 years to understand a pivot, a move, a decision, a direction that I made. Why? Because the decisions that I make are not don't fit into a framework or point of reference that a lot of times believers need in order to be able to be successful or do great things. And one of the things that has helped me to be successful is to be able to understand that the box is imaginary. The box is imaginary. It is not realistic. Anybody that tells you that they're breaking out of the box, what my question is, who created the box and what is the box? And one of the things that I really want to talk to people who are creative and really people um, who are really not afraid to understand that this is a great moment, um, to be able to push your back to the crowd and push your life forward without the need for everybody to understand your moves. Because when you are creating, sometimes because people don't have a point of reference, they misunderstand it or they mislabel it or they think that you're off or you're not in sync, and sometimes they feel like you are out of the will of God. And I use air quotes for that, especially because I deal with a lot of believers. I deal with a lot of people who have been conditioned to fit into social norms and to fit into certain places. And I'm a student of history, so right now I'm watching even this whole debate over the church, and should I say her name? The church and the beehive, and you know, calling it the devil's music, calling her demonic. I've seen things. She's a witch. She levitates. She does all this kind of things, and I don't want to get into that kind of debate. I just want you to see the creative mastery and the creative genius. But here's the power of creativity. Yeah, you have to Google it. Prophetess Erica. I don't want to say the name. I want you to understand the power of creativity. That somebody in the world has created such an upset that people are constantly talking about it. I want you to look at that. They've created something that is causing a disturbance to the point people are people are discussing, posting. I ain't posting about it. Honestly, I really don't care. People are talking about it's apocalyptic and red horses and all this kind of stuff. But truth of the matter is, a lot of that stuff in the particular book is allegorical. But I won't go into that. And creative people have to be able to make statements that you have to be able to make statements sometimes that make people uncomfortable, but hidden within it are truths. Okay. And sometimes because we are not exposed, we don't have the right tools, we're not in the right environments, we create narratives based on our traditions and not necessarily based on what was um, created before time. So I don't want to get into this whole debate. I really want you to understand that creative people have such a you live in two different places at times. You're in the future, but you're also in the present, and sometimes that can be frustrating because people who don't understand that they think that you're trying to be something that you're not. No, you're just somewhere that other people may not understand. So you know when I look at the creativity that has even come out of my life, the things I've created, even the businesses or even ministries or even things I've developed, they have always been at a place where I had to make a decision to surrender to the process and say, I'm going to put it out there. It's going to gain criticism. It's going to gain praise. I don't do it because of that. I do it because I'm motivated, because I see something that's beyond it. And the reason I'm talking about this is because I know who I talk to, and I know who comes to me. And a lot of times, majority of the issue is not your lack of skill, your lack of ability, your lack of even opportunity. What it is that it's a mindset issue. It's a belief system issue. It's an issue that's creating a question: can you really do it? Do you really have it? And I always talk in my creative courses and classes, and even in mentorship, and I'm moving away from the terminology of coaching because that's becoming common, but more so strategy and teaching. That is what I am at the core. I'm a teacher at the core of who I am and everything that I do. So, and as a life strategist, I've seen people who have great potential, but because they are afraid to launch, they miss opportunities. They miss the opportunity of the greatness that is inside of them because they don't have the right type of mindset, because they don't really believe that they deserve success. And I need you to put that in the comments. I deserve success. I want to make you uncomfortable tonight. I deserve success. Put that in the comments. Put it in the comments. I deserve success. I'm going to wait till you put in the comments, and then I'll go into my 3 things. Creative people have got to live in the space. Let me say this as well. Come on, I need y'all to participate tonight. I need y'all to like this broadcast. Right, I deserve success. I deserve success. Success is a part of who I was created to be. And I know that there's a lot of debate about that. I want you to hear what I'm saying tonight. See, a lot of time when creatives are struggling so much with self-doubt and second guessing, and all these things I'm saying to you is because I know where it is. And I know to live on both sides. I know what it is to live there and then to overcome it and to move to another place. I know what it is to go to a whole nother place and to not really care. And really, the way I really want to say it, I can't say it because we're in the public, on a public forum. But when I'm in private, and I want to talk about this event Saturday, I'm gonna say it in a very PG way. So I want to be PG, but Saturday I'm gonna be real rated R. And y'all know I have a habit of ripping off the Band-Aid. Just let's do what we got to do. Let's rock the way we got to rock. But this conversation I had on Saturday really helped me to understand the importance of owning the space that you're in. And a lot of times we don't always own the space that we're in because we don't know who we are. And stop. And that's why I had you, and some of you didn't even put it in the comments, and because it shows that you don't believe you deserve success. That you don't want to even say that. And many of us have not been taught how to lean into what makes us us. We don't even know how to lean into and take ownership of that. But you will not see the success that you want or that you want to have until you're willing to lean into it. There's a book called Lean In. It's a book that was written for women, but there's a lot of us who we are apologizing for the success and the greatness and the giftedness that has been put down on the inside of us. Stop apologizing for the success that the Creator has put inside of you. Stop apologizing and trying to explain to people who don't have your gifting, your foresight, or your insight to try to explain to them what you see, because they can only see on their level of comprehension. So their criticism, their quote unquote criticism or feedback, is only from their level of comprehension. So they don't understand or see the value. But the question you got to ask yourself is, do you value you? Do you value you? And I'm not preaching tonight. I just want to talk to y'all, because I'm seeing so many of us who are gifted who have not linked into the core of what you have inside of you, for the sake of acceptance, because of fear and anxiety, and because of second guessing and wanting other people to be a part of what you're doing. And what I have realized, you cannot take everybody with you to the next level. You can't take everybody with you to the next level. And as a creative, you have to give yourself permission to understand everybody's not going to understand me. You need to write that down somewhere. Everybody is not going to understand me. You're not going to understand why you do what you do, or why you're not doing what everybody else is doing. And I can share this honestly. Like, I have a lot of my peers who are awesome, and I respect them. And majority of my peers, they have started church, or they're taking over churches, or they're doing that kind of stuff. That's not what I want to do. I could easily start a church and do that, but that's not where I am. And so when people have such a tight model and framework, and you don't fit into that, they try to redefine you as running away from it. No, I'm not running away from it. I just understand what works for me and what doesn't work for me right now. And just because you're a good singer does not mean you're supposed to be on the praise team. Maybe you're supposed to be on Broadway. Maybe you're supposed to sing or be a wedding singer. A lot of times we think that our gifts are only supposed to be used in certain elements, when there's certain other places that our gifts are supposed to be. And again, because I know I'm dealing with people who come from the faith context, I know the stuff they tell us. I remember I was looking at a situation of somebody that had a great opportunity, but the context that they were in worshiping in would not give them the release to be all, because they saw the context they were going in as not being godly. And I want to say that for the sake of not giving away too much. A lot of us have dumbed down what we want to be and do, because I'm going to say it. We see more bad than we do see good. Right? So I want every creative person to understand that what you're called to create is supposed to cut against the grain. It's supposed to be different. It's not supposed to make everybody happy, everybody comfortable. It's not supposed to develop anybody. It's supposed to be your fingerprint, your essence, your signature, your the signature of your creativity, and understand and celebrate that, and live in that place. So I want to talk for the next few minutes, because my time is almost up. I said I only want to be on here on 30 minutes, but I feel like I needed to go that direction, just to help somebody, and to really get out of where you've been stuck in, and really start to launch into a whole nother place. Because I feel like somebody needs to hear this, so that they can move beyond where they've been, and to do some new things, and some innovative things that you need to do. The three biggest mistakes creatives make. These are just what I feel. The three biggest mistakes that creatives make. I want you to hear me. The number one The three biggest mistakes creators make. Number one, you have to realize is that, and this is what I've been guilty of as well, doing for everyone else, but never for yourself. That's the first mistake that creators make. Doing for everyone else, but never for yourself. I want to say it one more time. Doing for everyone else, but never for yourself. You know, I was talking to somebody else as I was walking through this particular talk that I was going to have tonight. And one of the things that I began to really think about as um, I was thinking about this, they pulled this example out to me was, you know, have you ever had somebody ask you to do something, or you have to do a job or assignment or take care of something, and you wrote it down, you gave it 101%, you scheduled it, you made sure it was good, it was excellent, you made sure that it was a priority, you had if you have a planner or if you have a reminder or whatever, and you rocked the assignment, you did what they asked you to do, and you did it, you went above and beyond. And here's the thing about it, because you made a promise to other people to do this, so you wanted to make sure that you look good, you know, and you got excited about what they were doing. But my question is, why aren't you giving 101% to what it is that you need to do for yourself? Because a lot of times we have more faith in other people than we have in ourselves. I'm talking to y'all people who are, oh, I'm behind the scenes. I don't want nobody to know what I'm doing. I'm just, you know, I'm just doing what I'm doing, and that was it. But the truth is, we're so good at pushing other people, but why aren't you pushing yourself? Why aren't you pushing what it is that you're supposed to be doing? Why why is it why is it that you can celebrate everybody else and do for everybody else, but you can't do for yourself? Here's something that I wrote down, and I want you to hear it. I want you to hear this, because I've been guilty of this too, of pushing other people, going 100%, exhausting myself, going to the umpteenth level to make sure people's stuff and even ministry is successful, and then putting myself, my gifts, my talents, my abilities on the back burner, and not pushing it to the max that it could be pushed to. Because listen to this: every time you do it for others and not for yourself, you are subconsciously teaching yourself that your priorities or that you don't matter. I want you to hear, I'm going to say it again. Every time you do it for others and not for yourself, you're subconsciously teaching yourself that your priorities don't matter. When you put yourself constantly, and listen, there are times we have to sacrifice, but when you constantly put yourself on the shelf, you constantly put your time on the shelf, when you constantly put your creativity to attend to everybody else's gift, everybody else's concert, everybody else's service, everybody else's project, um, you giving your resources to everything, and then when it's time for you, you give yourself less than and second best. And what happens is you teach people that they are more a priority for you than you are for yourself. I I probably shouldn't say this in public. I rarely go to a whole lot of things anymore. I go to things, but here's the thing about it. This is one of the life lessons that I learned. I never put myself, I have learned to know my place in people's lives. Please like and share. What do I mean? I have learned to know my place in people's lives, because sometimes you think you're in a place in people's lives that you really aren't. You know how? You will go out your way to support, to do whatever, to push, to promote. And when it comes time for it to be on the other side, they will not do it. They'll they'll want you to be at everything, support every event, do all the stuff, push it, everything, tag you and share it, all that. But the reality is, when it comes time to push and to celebrate and to help you push your vision, they're not going to be there to show up. So no, there are things I've learned to, and we talked about that. That's true, Bishop. I've discovered, and we talked about this on Saturday with some of my friends, is that I've learned the power of no. Because I used to be the person, I would be at everything, getting home at 1, 2, 3 in the morning, exhausted, giving money, giving all these things. But then when you start weighing and evaluating, you realize, hold on. As long as I'm celebrating you, we good. But when it's on the other side, it's not reciprocated. So I want to say something that may make some of you uncomfortable, especially Christians. You're the most important person in your life. Here's what I've learned about creative people. We have a habit of going above and beyond for others, but lowballing ourselves. We will go above and beyond for other people, but lowball ourselves. So we'll lowball ourselves, we'll downplay ourselves while pushing up people. I want to be very honest, who aren't even half as talented as us, who are not even as gifted as us, who don't even have the work ethic, but they have the confidence. Listen to something I heard from Cindy Trent. She said something that was very powerful. Stop making everyone else a priority and yourself an option. That blew me away. I heard that today. I was listening to something on one of her series. Stop making everyone else a priority and yourself an option. So number one, one of the first biggest mistake that creators make is doing for everyone else, but never for yourself. Now listen to number two. Comparing where you are to where someone else is right now. Now this is a big one because social media has made so many of us, bless you, Apostle Ruckins, has made so many people feel as if they need to be, quote unquote, on top. We get caught in a clip, a highlight reel, and we're so focused on what they're doing and we're comparing ourselves to them. And I always said this, that comparison is the thief of joy. It takes the joy out of your journey because you're looking at what somebody else has and what they're doing, and you don't know they've been perfecting it for 20 years. And you just starting, so you're looking at them, and based on social media, you feel you should be here when you really are just in the process. So I really want you to understand that everybody has a starting point. And just because you started later doesn't mean you will not reach success. I'm going to put it up, Apostle. It'll be up on my page. It'll be up on my page. And I honor you. You're one of the most creative men I've ever met. Just an ability to live in your zone of creativity. And I just want to honor you. So you have to be careful of what I call the mental measuring stick. Somebody put that in the comments, the mental measuring stick. You got to be careful of the mental measuring stick. What's the mental measuring stick, Ted? It is the place where you are measuring mentally what other people do. And this is what I'm going to tell you. When you have a mental measuring stick, it is a setup for failure. Why? Because it will stop you in your tracks from moving forward. So this is what you have to realize. And when you start comparing, is that you take away the beauty and the what's the word I want to use, and the essence of your own story. People buy into you, or they are attracted to you because there is a story that is clear to you, that is authentic to you, that is who you're supposed to be. And the danger is when you start measuring yourself by that, you take away the beauty of what you are creating. You're not just creating a thing, you're creating a story, you're creating a life. Everything that you create and develop is a part of the story of your life because it comes from a thought, an idea, a time, a situation, or a context. So your story is so beautiful, you never have to have anybody else's story. You you never have to plagiarize anybody's ID. You never have to be anybody else. You just have to be able to be comfortable to lean into who you are. I keep on going back to that. Here's another quote I read, and this let me say this first. You have your own story, own it. We talk humility, but we don't really talk dominion in a sense. Dominion does not just mean I dominate other people. It means I own the space that I'm in. Oh my God. I'm just talking tonight. I'm just presenting an argument tonight. Do not be afraid to own the space that you're in. The space that you create, own it. This is my story. This is my life. This is what I'm called and created to do. Why? Because only you in cooperation with God is able to write the story of your life, not other people. You are in cooperation with the story that God has for your life. Nobody else gets to determine or define that unless you allow them to. People only have the power in your life that you give away to them. So I want you to hear this quote. Don't compare yourself to other people. If you're ahead of them, you'll get too prideful and be tempted to coast. If you're behind them, you'll get depressed and want to give up. Just write your own paper. Let me tell you something tonight. Write your own story. Don't worry about somebody else's. All right. So number one is don't do it for everyone else, but never for yourself. Number two is comparing where you are to where someone else is right now. Number three, and I need this especially for creative people, isolating from other people. Now, a lot of creatives are many times creative people, and I want to say this the right way, can be kind of, for lack of a better word, quirky. Some can be socially awkward. Some can be introverted. They have different ways of moving. I don't know what it is. It's just that there's something in it. Like if you look at people who obviously were highly creative, like let's look at like somebody like Prince or Michael Jackson. All of them had different uniqueness or quirks with them. And sometimes one of the things you find creative people is that they spend a lot of time alone. They can be isolated. Not everybody. I don't use it across a board. But a lot of times the isolation has to do with the fear of criticism or the fear of feedback or even rejection. Or they can be sometimes personality be loners because a lot of times they live in a place of being misunderstood. So if I'm misunderstood, people don't understand who I am and what I do. But I want to challenge you to not wear your isolation as a badge of honor. Find community. Yes, definitely. That's right. Or insecure. Find community that is safe for you. I have several different types of community that I'm able to be a part of And you need community, especially as a creative, that is not judgmental, that is safe for you. And when I say safe, I mean mentally, mostly mentally, emotionally, and physically, but definitely mentally and emotionally. Because a lot of times our creativity is attached to our emotions. It's attached to a part of us because we're always battling whether this is good enough or am I good enough um, or yeah, will they like me, because we become so attached to that. So community, this is what community does, and this is from somebody that understands all of that, that is probably on a high level of introvert. Even though I am very active and engaging, and I have evolved in a lot of ways. Community helps you get to your destination better. Why is that? Because of the fact is that when we open ourselves up to safe people, it gives us permission to be human, to love people, to be disappointed. And we all need that place to go to feel safe. We all need that. And I really don't like using that word safe space on social media, because people like to use that. If you're on social media, I really don't think that social media was ever created to be a safe space. It's in and of itself. I think it's not safe. But you can find, say, communities on social media that pull you into a community that can be safe. That's just my opinion. So when I'm in community, I'm able to get affirmation. I'm also able to get feedback. I'm also able to get help and support. Let me tell you something. This is the powerful thing about community. This is the powerful thing about connecting with people. And let me say this as well. You have to, because I'm especially talking to people who are in church, sometimes you have to be able to get beyond the mindset that everybody has to be like us. Because sometimes we have this conformity thing. And so we miss out on opportunities from people that God is sending to us to help us. That if you're biased and judgmental and self-righteous, you're going to miss. I'm telling you, like I just literally got that lesson in the last week and a half again, and I'm constantly learning it because of the need and the challenges and things to get things done. If I were just stuck on, you got to be tongue talker, you got to know every book of the Bible, you have to look like me, I would have lost an opportunity for help that I needed. And a lot of times our biases are keeping us away from doors that are opening for us. Why? Because some of the most, and I'm going to say this for me personally, some of the most fruitful and productive and helpful relationships and resources that I have not necessarily come from people that look or talk like me. And I'm trying to say it very nicely because I know how I really want to say it. But I'm trying to say it very nicely. I hope y'all read in between the lines. Because sometimes when you're in a very judgmental and self-righteous environment or atmosphere, it is not the place of creativity. Where there is judgment and self-righteousness or judgment and rigidity, it is very hard to create. And I want to talk about that on Saturday, is that you got to find your sweet spot, your place, the thing that's for you, and be okay with that. Like I have a certain way of moving it and going when I'm ready to create. I know for me. So and I'll share this one thing with y'all. One of the things that I know for me is that I don't do well with controlling people who are very controlling, because I'm very radical. And I'm marching the beat of my own drum. I'm not rebellious. I'm very submitted and all that stuff, that we got to do. But I'm saying I don't do well with people who want to control me, tell me who I am and what I can do, what I can't do, where I can be. That don't fly with me. I don't do well with controlling people. I don't do well with restrictive environments. It doesn't work for me. I that's a part of that's who I am. And you have to find your sweet spot because you have to find the vein and of creativity. I don't deal well with people who are very draining because I'm a very compassionate person and who don't understand at times my creativity requires me to be in a certain space. So if I'm talking about interrelations. So if you're very needy, depending on what I got going on, and I'm very attentive to those I'm called to. You may think that I'm being sharp or abrasive. I said, no, I need this because if I don't get it in this moment, I'm not going to get it done. All right. So don't isolate. Get in community. Connect with other people. Connect with like-minded people like you. Broaden yourself. One of the greatest gifts I ever had was being able to be where I was. In a sense of my faith community, because it expanded my level of, I won't use a word that may sound new age, but it's not, expanded my level of consciousness or awareness. So certain things I understand people don't understand is because they've never been exposed to more or exposed to different. So if all you have is you're going to just have a very closed-minded, be a closed-minded individual. Now I got a bonus one, and I said I wanted to talk about this now, and I'm done. This is bonus. Trying to create perfectly. Perfectionism is a kryptonite to creators. Why? Because we feel it has to be perfect to put out there. Nothing you do will be perfect. You need to be excellent. You need to be professional. You need to put out quality work. You need to have great presentation and development, and it takes time to do that. But even some of the things I'm doing with some of the people I mentor now, I'm saying to them, there is a way to be excellent when you have, I'll use the word, when you have limited resources. I know how to get things done where it's affordable. I don't like using that word cheap, but it still looks presentable. And because a lot of times we operate in a mentality that is not excellent or that's not great, we get upset when people reject it. And it's not that they're rejecting it, it's that your presentation matters. I fussed at my no, I did. I kind of fussed and went off at my team. I said, and I want to say this publicly. I said, if you're still using a selfie as a profile or a flyer picture, I said, if you, by the end of 2022, you need to change that, else I'm not going to deal with you. Why? Because it's not excellent. And you can, listen, there are ways to get a professional picture that is very cost effective. So there's nothing, trust me, you can do it. You can make it happen. You can be presentable. And it does not have to cost you an arm and a leg. You just have to have the character of excellence and the character of professionalism and the character of quality. Because let me say this as well. And I want to say this, the last thing I want to say. And I shared this in another live with them. Sometimes you don't know who knows who that can connect you to something different. But based on your presentation will determine if they will listen to you, or they will recommend you, or they will present you, or they will position you. So it's important that you don't walk from a place of perfection. You work from a place of quality and excellence. Because you may not have all the resources, but present it well and do your best to have it that way. So that's all I have for tonight. I hope that you got something out of what I had to say. I really hope that you got this information, and I'm really excited for these Monday evening extraordinary conversations. I guess that's what I'm gonna call them from now on. I'll talk to my social media manager when they get back in town. But listen, I want to invite you, let you know about an event I'm having on Saturday. I am doing an event called Creative 3.0. It is the class that will help to assist you in your creativity, in developing your craft and developing your idea, whatever it is. I am going to literally be walking you through. And I was just looking at it. I'm going to be literally walking you through mindset, mechanics, and execution. Mindset, mechanics, and execution to creativity. And I want you to know that tonight, just for tonight, I am giving a coupon that gives you $10 off of the price. The price is $97. And I'm going to give the coupon so that you can register tonight and get $10 off of the registration fee. I know I need to put this in the discount code on Instagram for those of you who are listening. Listen, I want you to be a part of this class. I want you to get this information. I want you to get these templates and these ideas, and I want you to get all that you can get out of it. You're going to get, again, you're going to get teaching Q&A. You're going to get the creative library. I want to give you the books that will help to foster your creativity. I want to give you, yes, I'm glad. I know that you paid already, Lady Emma. I'm so excited that you're in the class. You're going to get the creative library that's going to have the books that will help you in your creativity. I'm going to give you a template for executing your idea. And also we're going to talk about experimentation. Listen, it's going to be an awesome time. I want you to register today. This coupon code is available for the next 24 hours. Last week, somebody wanted Lady Emma, she was the first to register. She got a free strategy session with me. But this week I am offering a coupon code to get $10 off of this course for 24 hours. And those that are live and those that will watch the replay, take advantage of this opportunity. I want to see you on Saturday, August 27th, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everybody that has ever attended Creative Impartation, whatever one they've attended, they have gotten so many tools. And I want you to get the tools you need to be successful, because I know that this information will help you. Many of you who are aspiring entrepreneurs, who are creatives, who have an idea or thought, have been sitting on that gift. I want to help you launch and see success, because I know it's not just in the idea, it's in the execution, it's in the pushing to the next place of success. So how do I do that? How do you do that? Oh, my favorite overseer just came in the room. I'll wave to you. You go to tedojackson.com, go to the events tab. You can register there, put in the coupon code C322, C322, and register for the class. I want you to register within the next 24 hours for this class on Saturday, August 27th at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be great. I want to see you there, and make the investment to make sure that you're part of the class, and you are going to be, I'm telling you, it's going to be worth every cent of the investment that you make. Go right now. The link is in the comments. You can go there. I want you to sign up, be a part of the class. Let's have success. Let's see what the future holds for you when you choose to launch that idea and be creative and be great at what you are destined to do. Listen, I love you. I will see you next week for another extraordinary conversation. We're going to be right back here at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have another topic I want to talk to you about. And please feel free to message me and let me know that you're enjoying these and that you're getting a whole lot of value out of it. Love you all. I will see you all for those of you who register on Saturday at 9 a.m. Come on. Sign up for Creative Impartation 3.0. Have a great evening. Take care.